I'm buying the dip. You shouldn't buy a dip in a bear market. You should short it until bottom and then buy the bottom. No one knows when we're at a bottom. Better to get a reasonable discount hodl and ensure that I'm hodling during the largest growth days of the year. It's not a discount if it's gonna be half the price you bought next week. It absolutely is a discount if it's gonna be 100x the price I bought in 5 years.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great start to your week. I know Bitcoin is having a great start to the week. Now, we were saying never trust the weekend pumps. However, this did continue into today, into Monday, from Saturday overnight into Monday. Now, although you could say, well, yes, technically the S&P is pumping and we know that Bitcoin tends to follow the stocks. Having a look right here, you'll notice that, right around this area is essentially where Bitcoin has this resistance from this BART fake out that we had. If we can get above this, this could actually be very good for Bitcoin in the short term. And there is something that actually just happened for Bitcoin, which in traditional markets genuinely signals a bottom or a potential for a massive reversal. So does this actually mean that the bottom is in? Should we trust this signal? We're going to talk about that today, guys. There's also some other big news going on today for the US. Big news coming out, guys. This could be the moment that we have all been waiting for. So yeah, is it time to moon? Is it time to moon? That's what we're going to talk about today, guys, because you could see over $70 billion inflowed into the crypto markets in just 24 hours as Bitcoin did break above 31,000. So that's what we want to talk about today. Lots of exciting things, guys. As you can see right here, we're at some very critical resistance. Can we break through this? Finally, is that over for the red weekly candles? Well, that's what we're going to talk about. I love you guys. You're awesome. If you're not subscribed, definitely consider it. And also, just friendly reminder, guys, I want to let you know that the Ledger Nano Plus S or Ledger Nano S Plus is actually officially out now. So it has a bigger screen, more memory. So if you guys are interested, check that out. There are links below in the description. But without further ado, let's get into the charts. So diving in, having a look at Bitcoin right here, you can actually see that we did have this BART fake out right here. And look at this. We're actually pushing above this resistance support. You can see right here, look at this. Bitcoin tried 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. We finally got above it, right? And you guys can see that the next level that Bitcoin's looking at is pretty much $32,000 even. Now, we did have $33,000 as a potential short-term target. Excuse me, guys. However, if I actually have a look right here, you can see how important this downtrend was, right? You can see right here, look how many times, see this purple line right here, right here, right here. And if we actually zoom in and have a look, you can see, look, that would definitely be a peak area for Bitcoin to try to break through. So 33,000 is the level, but we are going to get hung up right around that $32,760 level. So keep your eyes on it. But guys, if we do have this confirmation, which keep in mind, we technically still don't have it the same way that we didn't have it with the BART, but if we do get that confirmation, and make sure you get subscribed to the channel because I will let you know as soon as I see it, that will be the ultimate opportunity if you are looking for a long-term position or you want to do a swing trade or you want to long or something like that. By the way, check out the tutorial popping up above. We do have over $16,000 in bonuses below. But another thing is that we are in this falling wedge pattern, right? Now, falling wedges are technically bullish patterns, right? You usually eventually have an explosive move out of them. Now, we know that we're in a bear trend right now, so will we be able to get up to those levels? Because you see, if we actually take this heart line that was forming right here in the center, you will notice that that is an area of interest as well for Bitcoin. So if we are hypothetically, to get above all those previous resistances I just spoke about, if we can actually do it, then Bitcoin has a potential chance at least coming up here to the top of this falling wedge, which would be somewhere between, depending on how fast or slow we do it, somewhere between 37,400 and actually it could even get up to 40,000. Now, 40,000 is an interesting level if we can actually get up there, but here's what I want to talk about. So, like BTC Fuel pointed out, Bitcoin closed the week with an inverted bullish hammer candle, which is a reversal pattern. If the upcoming weeks are green and closes above the hammer wick, the pattern gets confirmed, right? So we don't officially have confirmation just yet. As you can see right here, it usually is a reversal. And actually, if you guys want to look at a little bit of a cheat sheet right here, shout out to Easy Trading Tips for putting this together. But you can actually see that the one that he pointed out, now he's using Binance, right? So actually, every exchange is different because Bitcoin trades on so many different exchanges. This particular one actually looks a lot more like this one, which really would only say there's about a 75% chance that this is the actual reversal. You know, you really want to see something more like this with that wick at the bottom where it really, you know, has that sort of hammer look to it. But I mean, ultimately, you know, 75%, you know, these ones over here, these are only 60. So even if, you know, it isn't the 90%, there still could be a 75% chance that we are actually forming that reversal, that bottom. And the Bitfinex longs, which I told you guys about, they were definitely setting up for something massive, putting their money where their mouth is. And as I'm making this video today, they're still long. They haven't closed their longs yet. They're still piling into their longs. So, you know, maybe we do have a lot more to go. Maybe these guys know something that we don't, right? So, you know, that's why I said definitely if you guys are interested in learning, you know, take advantage of all the tutorials and the bonuses below. I mean, it's absolutely free. You could deposit it and you could trade with free money. You can literally trade with free money that you get for depositing and then they give you a bonus. So if you haven't tried it out yet, guys, there's your opportunity. But let's be serious here. Let's be serious here for an example. Rec Capital points out that the RSI broke down from the March 2020 levels. This week, Bitcoin's RSI is trying to flick up as if to turn March 2020 levels into new resistance. But as you guys can see right here, you know, we haven't actually technically entered this green zone. And this level down here is really where we had those true honest reversals for Bitcoin, right? So even though, yes, we have seen this area here, this could signal that maybe there is a little bit more downside because remember, we do get these pumps, but if you are in a downtrend, you know, it usually gets knocked back down. In fact, if we go back to the falling wedge, you know, what if the falling wedge has more to go? So even if we do get up to these levels, you know, what if we then do get rejected again? And then that would be, you know, lower high, lower high, lower high. So really, you'd have to get all the way up here to around the $50,000 level where this green line is, you know, come all the way up here to start actually truly reversing the trend, right? But the other thing is, if you actually have a look, as he points out, you know, we haven't touched the 200 weekly either. And that is something that we usually generally do when we are at a true bottom. So even though the 200 is going to be sloping up, we haven't touched it yet. And in all previous instances, we did do a double bottom on that touch. You can see we had 2 touches right back here. We had 2 touches here. We have not even had 1 touch yet. So that could be something, you know, a little bit concerning, right? Because if we were to fall from this level, off the top of my head, what is that, 28% drop from this level or something like that? So is that possible? Could be, but also maybe we continue sideways and then the 200 weekly actually comes up and we meet it at a much higher level. So Bitcoin could end up dumping, you know, from 38,000 only just to come back down to like 29,000 or something like that, right? It depends on how long we drag this out for. But ultimately, you could see this long-term trend, this growth chart for Bitcoin is still perfectly intact. And we have absolutely never fallen below this area except for right here during the COVID crash, right? That was a little bit of an outlier. And look at this, guys. We actually perfectly came down, almost perfectly, and touched that level right there. So, you know, you could see, you know, a couple more months of maybe potentially sideways action or something like that. I mean, really a few more weeks, you know, and, you know, if we stayed at this level, that would put us basically August of this year. And I did say that there was a possibility that Bitcoin could be back above the $40,000 level by the end of this year. And remember, guys, anytime we're in between these two moving averages, we're between the 600 daily and the 200 weekly, it's essentially bear zone, but it does mean that, you know, okay, it doesn't mean that we're going to be out of the, you know, bear market immediately, right? But it does show excellent opportunities for accumulation. And as I was saying, you know, if this does continue to move up like this, something like this, you know, maybe we do come up here, try to test this, slam back down, come back down to these levels. But at that point, you know, it's a lot higher because right now it's sitting at 22,300. Maybe in a few months, it'll be 25, 26, 27. You know what I'm saying? So we won't have to fall as hard from where we are now. We might fall hard later, but compared to where we are right now, it wouldn't actually be that much lower, or it might not even ever get down to 25,000 again, depending on how long it takes. And we have 41,500 as the 600 right here. And you could clearly see, guys, once we lost that, boom, we fell straight through. Same thing over here. Once we lost it, fell straight through. So if we can get above 41,500, then yes, guys, 50,000 is on the table. I don't want to get too bullish too fast, but that is something worth noting. And the other thing too, too is even though you're probably seeing your altcoins up today in the US comparative, if you look at the Bitcoin comparative for most of the altcoins, right? So whatever altcoin, you can do, ETH USD or you can do ETH BTC. If you compare it to that, you'll actually notice that the Bitcoin dominance is continuing to go up, which means that, short term, still kind of the place that you want to be is Bitcoin. You definitely want to, if you're going to hold, if you're going to sell out, that's whatever, just sell it to cash. But if you're going to hold, Bitcoin is really the coin that you want to be holding right now so you don't lose as much value if we are in this continued sideways bear trend, right? We are going to see a little bit of resistance for Bitcoin dominance at around 48%, and we have this extremely high resistance right here at 53%. So will Bitcoin get to 53% dominance? It is possible, but I do think potentially maybe in the next week, we could hit a little bit of resistance right here for Bitcoin dominance. And at that point, you may see some of the altcoins rally. You could take advantage of it if you want to try to long them or something. But ultimately, if Bitcoin does continue sideways and downwards, the dominance is probably going to increase and the altcoins are probably not going to perform well, in the midterm, but short term, they could actually do really well. So I just want to point that out if you guys are still, trading altcoins and things like that. Femex is really good for altcoins. I like trading over there. They have $10. You could trade unlimited. So that's really cool, if you're tired of paying fees and stuff like that. But ultimately, this is the big news, guys. So the first United States draft bill on crypto is set to be unveiled in Congress by Bitcoin-friendly Wyoming Senator Cynthia Lummis this week. The bill, which is expected to be presented on Tuesday, will clarify various elements of crypto regulations alongside identifying the correct classification of digital assets. And here's the kicker. Senator Lummis confirmed the bill's readiness through her Twitter account on June 3rd, while notifying that if integrated into law, keep in mind if integrated, cryptocurrencies will formally become part of the financial system. This is huge, guys. Actually recognizing cryptocurrencies literally as real assets, as part of the financial system, actually having the jurisdiction, maybe the SEC gets involved and they start regulating the securities, some of the tokens. Could suck in some ways, but ultimately this could pave the way for the big spot Bitcoin ETF that we've all been waiting for. So that's about it for me today, guys. We will continue to monitor the charts and, pay attention. And, if you guys want, you also can check out the absolutely free Telegram group that I have below. You guys can join. I do post there on occasion. We just chat, talk about crypto all day. It's kind of just a fun place to hang out if you are interested. And friendly reminder again, Ledger Nano S Plus is available. You can check that out below as well. But that is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You rock. You're the reason that I make these videos. Enjoy the pump because the pump feels good, but we also have to be cautious and realistic, right? We will continue to monitor, but as I said, I still don't expect these sub $20,000 levels that everyone's calling for. They have their reasons. I just don't see it, but could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Time will tell. Nevertheless, Bitcoin currently sitting above $30,000. I'm not complaining today. Hope you're having fun dollar cost averaging and watching these videos. Thank you. You are the reason that I do this. And make sure that you guys watch these videos popping up right here, right now. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.